Test, 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 test. Number two, Mike. Good evening, everybody. This is George DeBobby here at Maryville College as we get ready for a ladies' game. Tonight is the Lady Fighting Scots taking on the Agnes Scotties out of Decatur, Georgia, near Atlanta. Maryville with a big win last night over Emory, winning 56-55 down at Emory, taking on the 1-9 Scotties tonight. Maryville is at 5-6. They are 3-0 here at home, and over the past 6 seasons at home, Maryville is 60-6. So the ladies definitely make it hard to win on this court. The ladies, or the Scotties, so to speak, are 1-9. They won their first game against Fisk and have lost 9 in a row. Maryville is on a 5-0 run right now, or excuse me, a 4-0 run. So they are sitting there with a season record of 5-6. And they have won their last 5 out of 6, so they're not doing too bad. Agnes Scott, coached by Albie Biggs, it's his first year, and Maryville's coach Darren Trevelyan in his 7th season, 168-42. And as I said, they are 60-6 over the last 6 seasons, so certainly a big advantage for Maryville. The Scots, after a game yesterday, came back. Should be sharp. It looks like they're getting better and better with each game. And the Scotties of Agnes Scott would certainly like to pull off an upset. They didn't get here till about 45 minutes ago, and that was their plan according to their coach. So we'll see what happens. They've warmed up. As you can see, everybody's going through the final warm-ups right now. And tonight's game is certainly a big one for Agnes Scott. Being on the road, would love to knock off Maryville, of course. Maryville will be in their gray uniforms, and the Scotties in the dark or black uniforms.
And these two fine institutions promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the.
We'll get ready to do our starting lineups here in a second. Had a good chat with assistant coach for Maryville, former player Jordan Ballard. Ballard graduated a couple of years ago and decided to come back and coach the sport. She said she really loves it, so she is back. Good to see her. Welcome. Referees the traditional fist bump to the press box. I don't know where that got started, but it did. But in any case, we're about ready to go here at Maryville. The ladies will be back here on the January 2nd at 7, and the men will be back January 3rd at 7:30. Maryville down a player. You look at the paper and you look at the records and you say, my goodness, should be a lopsided game, but that's why you play this game. The Scots are shooting 45, scoring 45 points per game, not a whole lot, but they're shooting at a 35% clip. And from the three-point arc, they are shooting at a 20% clip, and from the free throw line, 60%. We'll sit tight here for the national anthem. And we're back. We'll get ready for the starting lineups tonight here at Maryville. It's a conference game. Maryville is 1-0 in the conference. This will certainly count toward that conference game. Starting lineups for Maryville. We'll go with Agnes Scott first, as you might hear. Starting at guard, number 15, Anna Weimer-Skirch. She plays about 31 minutes and scores about 6 points. She'll be wearing number 15. She started 6 games, has played in 6. Number 20, Jamila Nash-Fuller, scores about 5 points, plays about 21 minutes. Number 22 is Natasha Banks, 8 points per game, and plays just a couple of minutes, so kind of a new starter. Number 23 is Jane Lado, scores about 6 points a game, plays about 27 minutes, and the glue to this team is number 31, Garris Grant. She's averaging a double-double, 15 points, 11 rebounds a game, plays about 30 minutes. She shoots about 45% from the field. And for Maryville, from number 3, from Heritage High School just up the road here in Maryville, the 5'7" sophomore guard, Libby Gardner, scores 8 points a game and plays about 31 minutes. Number 12, Madison Maples, 14 points a game. She's from Knoxville, Tennessee, went to Farragut High School. She's a 5'8" senior, 14 points, 27 minutes. And number 14, she started all 11 games. Haley Talbot, 10 points per game, plays about 27 minutes, from Heritage High School right here in Maryville, Tennessee. And number 23 from Halls High School in Knoxville, the 5'8" senior, 9 points a game, 29 minutes, Lauren Billeter. And also Rachel Hahn, she's averaging a double-double, 12 points and 11 rebounds a game, plays about 32 minutes. Maryville coming off a big win last night over Emory. They get ready to go. Again, Emory and Maryville have played plenty of times, but last night was a big win on the road for Maryville. So they come back. Hopefully they'll be ready to go against the Scotties of Agnes Scott. Black uniforms, purple numbers with white trim. Maryville in the gray with the garnet numerals. Colors are garnet and orange. Ball goes out of bounds. One off Agnes Scott. Maryville takes the ball to start 10-minute quarters here for the ladies. Personal fouls count, but after each quarter, personal foul, team fouls are set at 0. To Rachel Hahn. Hahn with 2.
Watch middle, Bill. Watch middle, reach. Come on, Trap.
Pressure, and Maryville takes the ball away. Gardner with the pass, and it's blocked. And Agnes Scott coming up to the left side. It's Banks. Pass right side. It's Lane with the ball. Lane caught at the elbow. It's Lado with the ball, and now it goes to Nash Fuller. 6 seconds left. 3-point bomb off the rim. No good. Maryville with the rebound. Garner for Maryville takes down. Top of the key for Gardner. She'll penetrate into the lane. It's Hahn going to come up. Little shot, no good. Said it went out of bounds off Maryville. Still pressure in the backcourt. There's a 10-second rule this year. they get the ball over the timeline. Ball's blocked and then picked out of the air, and the basket is good and a foul. Basket was good by Garris Grant.
The foul is on Maryville, number 23, Lauren Billiter, her first, team first. Count the basket at one shot for Garris Grant.
Score is 2-2. Garris Grant from Agnes Scott puts it right in. Grant, like I said, averaging a double-double. Shoots 56% from the free throw line. Pretty good there. Looking at a sagging, it's a zone defense. Kind of a halfway defense. 3-point shot by Talbot of Maryville. Rebound comes down to Grant. And the ball down court quickly. Shot no good. Billiter had something to say about that. Ball on the ground and picked up, and then there's Grant under the basket. She puts up 2, and it's 5-2 Agnes Scott. Talbot under the basket. Billiter back out to Talbot. Talbot with a 12-foot jump shot, no good. Maples gets the rebound for Maryville. Back to Talbot, inside to Hahn, back out to Gardner. 7:30 left to go first quarter. Hahn going to go to the basket, then back out to Billiter. Billiter drives, dumps it back underneath, and then back out to Maples with 10 on the shot clock. Maples drives, reverse layup. Hahn with the rebound. Going to have to shoot quick. Billiter with 3, good. 5-5 at the 7-minute mark. Grant getting away with a little extra footage there. And layup no good. Hard to see the numbers. Some of the hair blocking. A 3-point shot by Maples, no good. Rebound comes down to Banks. Weimer skirts with the ball, and then it comes back to Banks. Inside to Grant, puts the layup, no good. Maryville gets the rebound, and it's Rachel Hahn down the right side at the 6:20 mark, first quarter. Gardner pulls up, nobody Gardner. Good shot just beyond the foul line. 7-5, Maryville. Again, full court pressure by Maryville. And we get a timeout by Coach Albie Biggs. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Maryville leading 7-5, 6:07. Coming out of the timeout. I'd like to thank our key sponsors, Blunt Partnership, Premier Transportation, Jasper Highlands, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Here we go. 7-5 Maryville with 6:06 left here in the first quarter. And Maryville forces a turnover. And it's picked up by Kelly Wendell. Long three-pointer, no good. And Grant coming out of there. No, it isn't Grant. It's Jane Lado. Top of the key goes to Banks. Right side to Perchalak. Top of the key to Lado. And then it'll go left side to Grant. She'll pull up, take the jump shot, hits the front of the rim. Wendell with the rebound for Maryville. Eckenrod with the ball. Tipped away, but picked up by Maryville. Long three-pointer, no good. It was Hudgens knocking it away. Excuse me. 7-5 at the 5:10 mark, and up comes Agnes Scott. Maryville playing a man-to-man defense. Little jump shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Agnes Scott. Another rebound to Agnes Scott, and we got a foul over the back.
The foul
And a very good hustle, I must say, by Jane Lato. Good hustle on her part. She got 2 rebounds on that. Eckenrod coming up the court for Maryville from McMinnville High School. And McMinn went to Warren High School. Billiter going to be called with a time violation in the lane. The old 3 seconds. 7-5 Maryville, 4:45 left to go in this first period. They'll get it in bounds to Weimer-Skirch. And they get it over the line back to Weimer-Skirch. That was Camila Lane who got the ball. Weimer-Skirch. Ball coming out to Perchalak. Left side to Banks. In, back out. 7 on the shot clock. Turnaround by Grant, no good. Good defense by Maryville's Kelly Wandell. Wandell from Clinton High School. She'll get the ball and put it in. 52% shooter. Likes it under the basket. 4 minutes left to go. And they get it over the timeline with 3:45 left to go. Agnes Scott down 9-5. Perchalak in the corner. Gets it out to Weimer-Skirch. She'll take the 3-point shot. No good. Out of bounds. Off Agnes Scott in the rim. As a team, Agnes Scott shoots 35% from the field. Maryville shooting 40. That's season average. Maryville under the basket. Rebound comes down to Grant. She's their leader. Long pass left side to Lane. Back to Lane via Banks, and then in the paint. And we're going to have a foul. Foul's going to be on Hudgens. Grant, 56% from the free throw line. Puts it up. No good. Still 9-5 Maryville, right at the 3-minute mark. First period here in Maryville, Tennessee. Agnes Scott out of Decatur, Georgia. And rebound comes down to Maryville. Goes out of bounds. Off Perchalak. Perchalak wanted that ball and really did a good job trying to get it. Libby Gardner coming up straight down center court with 2:50 left to go. Hudgens into the lane, turns, left-handed shot, no good. Foul's going to be on number 20, 12-4. Figueroa with the foul. Maryville's Hudgens misses that first free throw. Shoots about 58% from the free throw line. It's good. Maryville up 10-5 at the 2:47 mark. Maryville with full court pressure now. Got about 4 seconds to go, and they get it over with 1 second left. Figueroa to Banks. Banks to Lane on the elbow. Lane going to drive it, pulls up. Nice shot. Camellia Lane with the little jump shot. 10-7. Gardner crossover on the dribble. That's Bowles with the ball for Maryville. And ball gets knocked out of bounds. Bowles from Signal Mountain, Tennessee, a 5'10 freshman guard. And Agnes Scott getting ready to put the ball back in. Banks with the ball, gets it across the timeline. Back to Figueroa on the right side. Figueroa back to Perchalak. Now to Banks. To Figueroa. And we get a 3-second violation on the Scotties. That's Camellia Lane was called for the lane violation. Gardner coming up the court. 10-7 Maryville, 140 left to go first quarter here at Maryville College. Scott's in the gray for Maryville, and going against the dark-shirted Scotties. 3-point shot by Gardner going to be short, and Billiter has the ball knocked away. Reset the clock at 30 seconds, 1:23 left to go in the first period. 10-7 your score, 1:23 left to go. And it's a shot by Maryville's Talbot, short, no good. 10-7 still, 1:15 left to go. Goes to Lane, she's going to go in the lane no matter what, and she'll throw it up. Gardner with the rebound for Maryville. She'll come down the right side and then go left. Maples off the pick. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound comes to Talbot of Maryville. 50 seconds left to go. 10-7 your score. Maryville leading. And it's Talbot with a 3-point shot. And that's a big one. 13-7. 35 seconds left to go. Perchalak has it. And Billiter reaching in for her first foul.
The foul is on Maryville, number 23, Lauren Billiter, her second, 3 on the team.
Second foul on Billiter here in this quarter. She only gets 5 no matter what. 29.5 seconds left to go. Maryville up by 6. 13-7. Agnes Scott with the ball, and driving to the basket is Weimerschuk. Gets it to Fuller, and that's a nice play by Fuller with the assist, and the basket is by Leto. 13-9. 8 seconds left. And we got to travel with 0.6 of a second left.
Checking in for
13-9. Ball knocked out of bounds. And the referees will call half. There was a little bit of a debate there. That's the quarter, excuse me. 13-9 in the first quarter. Maryville up. Karis Grant leads all scorers with 5 points. 2 for Lando. Lane 2. That's the scoring for the Agnes Scott Scotties. For Maryville. Talbot with 3. Billiter for 3. 2, 2, and 2 for Gardner, Hahn, and Wendell, and 1 for Amber Hudgens. So Maryville 13-9.
For their support as our hotels of choice for the 17-18 season. The Maryville College Athletic Department would like to thank Kincho Markets, Firehouse Subs, Realty Trust Group, and Lecoq Wealth Management for their key support during this 17-18 season.
Right now, Maryville shooting 29.4%, and the Scots or the Scotties of Agnes Scott, shooting 26 of 7, 26.7%. The Scotties, the Agnes Scott Scotties, are 0 for 2 from the three-point line, and the Maryville Scots are 2 of 8, and that kind of makes the difference there. Maryville leads by 4. Maryville's had 3 turnovers and 4 assists. The Scotties 4 turnovers and 3 assists. Second quarter action. Maryville up 13-9. Game clock at 10, and we go into the second quarter with Agnes Scott with the ball. And there's the turnover, breakaway. Maple's going to go ahead and lay it up and in, and an easy basket for Maryville, 15-9. Maryville pressure in the back court. And good job by Amber Hudgens on defense as Jane Lado tried to get the ball up and over the defender, and it went out of bounds. Maryville with the ball. It's Gardner. Inside to Hudgens. Nice job knocking it out of bounds by Jane Lado. 9:24 left to go. Second period, Maryville up 15-9. Jump shot short. Rebound comes to Grant of Agnes Scott. And down the court comes Natasha Banks. Banks from Douglasville, Georgia, a senior. Nash Fuller, and then it's taken away on the pass by Maples. Maples going to go ahead coast to coast and lay it up. 17-9 now, Maryville. Long pass to Grant, and Grant going to lay it up and miss it, but Lado comes and gets the rebound. Nice job by Jane Lado. (17-11) at the 8:30 mark. Maryville leading. Talbot in and out. Back to Talbot. Back to Grant. Good job by Gardner to get under the basket to try to lay it up. She'll be fouled by Natasha Banks. Gardner, one of the better free throw shooters in the conference at 91%. Misses that first one. Hudgens comes out along with Talbot. Shot by Gardner good. It's 18-11. Up the court is Banks. To Grant. Grant pulls up. Jump shot, no good. And we're going to have a foul. Foul going to be on Jane Lado. And she was battling right there with Maryville's McKee Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick from Chandler, North Carolina. In fact, the only player in Maryville on the court right now in uniform that is not from Tennessee. She draws the foul. Foul going to be on Grant. Patrick has not scored a point yet in her career, and she's got her first point. And it's a foul shot. So she'll break the ice. Welcome to Maryville College, and you're in the books. 19-11 your score now. Second shot good by Kilpatrick. And a little smile as she comes down the court. 20-11 your score. Maryville leading Agnes Scott Scotties. Goes to the elbow, and it's Grant. She'll go in the lane, and she'll try to get it outside to wire skirts, and she can't do it. Maryville goes the other way on the Turnover.
Triangle. There you go. Hard cut, Else. Come on, Lance.
And we're going to have a travel on McKee Kilpatrick going to the basket. McKee Kilpatrick to this point has averaged just about 2 minutes a game, and she's only played in 5 games. To Grant. And Grant's going to get the basket, I believe. Foul on Kilpatrick. Give it to Grant. Grant with a shot. And good. They gave her the basket and the free throw. Maryville coach is contesting that, which is normal. 20-14 at the 7:04 mark. Second quarter, Maryville leading the Agnes Scott Scotties. Kilpatrick with the ball. So gets it inside to Hahn. The ball on the ground. A scrum ensues and picked up and then thrown out of bounds by Grant. They're going to check that. Look, well, they're not. Looked like it was thrown out of bounds by Agnes Scott. Now the ball's knocked away. Picked up by Weimer Skirch, and she'll get it to Grant at the elbow. They're going to call Grant for a foul, her second. 20-14 your score. 6:38 left to go. Second quarter here at Maryville College. This is a USA South Conference game. Gardner, go ahead and lay it up, and it's going to be Kilpatrick with the foul. It's over the back. 6:29, second quarter here at Maryville. 20-14, the Scots over the Agnes Scott Scotties. Next game, January 2nd, the Lady Scots will be here at 7 p.m. Following day on the 3rd, it's the men. They'll be playing at 7:30. Both teams will be playing Covenant. Off the pick, easy pass, easy basket by Garris Grant. It's 20-16. 5-0 run by the Scotties. 3-point shot by Maryville, and Maples puts it in. Maples averaging 37% from that 3-point arc. Pretty darn good. I think the foul was on number 2, Zoe Perchalak.
Dribble.
23-16, Maryville up, 5:45 left to go in the game. Elkenrod brings it up, gives it to Hudgens. Hudgens drives, kicks it back out, and Maples, well, Maples takes the ball and goes away. Excuse me. The ball was thrown away. Talbot tried to get it to Maples. Maples went right instead of left. Weimer Spurch gets it over to Perchalak. Perchalak losing the ball and get it back. He'll go inside, and it goes out of bounds off the black shirts of Agnes Scott. 5:19 left to go. Second quarter, Maryville up 23-19. Eckenrod bringing it up court. She'll go into the lane and lay it up. No good. Rebound comes down to Camila Lane, and she'll be fouled by... Was that a foul? Foul was on Hudgens, her second. Not sure what the... Hudgens comes out and goes Rachel Hahn. Hahn from Franklin, Tennessee, senior. And Weimerskirch coming up. She'll get the ball right back as she handed it off to Lado. Whistle blows. Foul is on 14, I believe. Hallie Talbot. She's not, oh, she is in there. Her first. Ball goes to Perchilak, right there in front of you. Right side pass to Lado. 3-point shot, good by Anna Weimerskirch. Shoots 23% from the free throw, from the three-point arc. She gets that one. It's a 4-point game, 23-19. Maryville goes in the paint, and it goes to Hahn, and then the ball's blocked, and then put back up, rebound. Maryville comes out of there with the ball. That was Elsa Eckenrod from McBain County.
Get our hands off. It's the whole possession. 3 times under the rim. We can't get that. But they get NBA and one down here. Come on.
Foul on, not sure who that was on Perchilak. Her second. Going to the line, it's going to be Elsa Eckenrod from Warren County High School. She's 7 for 7 from the free throw line to this point. 4:05 left to go in the game. Maryville up by 4. Elsa Eckenrod trying to make it 5, and she does. Plays about 16 minutes a game and has scored averaging 5 points a game. Second shot up, and she misses one. Ball goes inside. Little extra step. Maples with the ball for Maryville. Coaches wanted a travel call. That's Shelby Hicks in there from Smith County, number 35. 24-19, 3:32 left to go. Hicks across the paint. Shot no good by Talbot. Rebound comes down to the Scotties of Agnes Scott. And up comes Natasha Banks. Banks goes to, that's Figueroa. And shot no good, but a nice move over there by Jane Lado. Maples set shot, 3-point shot, no good. Comes off somebody's foot, and Figueroa picks it up. Outlet pass right side, 2-on-2. And we're going to have a foul on Maryville. Foul's on 24. That's going to be Eckenrod. Two shots for Natasha Banks. Shoots about 23%. She'll make that, about 74%, excuse me. She'll make that. Lado comes out, and in goes Karis Grant. 24-20 with 2:49 left to go before halftime. Figueroa out, and in goes Weimerskirch. Second attempt by Banks, and that is a little long. Maryville with the rebound, and you got to call that. .31, that's a foul on Grant. That's her third. .248 left to go. Coach Biggs contemplating taking out Grant, probably on the second free throw. Rachel Hahn for Maryville with the shot.
New one.
And out comes Grant, and in goes Camila Lane. 25-20 Maryville, and Rachel Hahn makes it 26-20. Hahn averages a double-double, 12 points a game, 11 rebounds. Number 2 in assists on the team with 32. That's pretty good for a post player. 2:40 left to go. Maryville up by 6. Kicks it outside. Little jump shot, 12-footer, no good. Rebound comes down to Maryville's Talbot. Talbot takes it down, long pass on the run. Shot up and good by Elsa Eckenrod. 28-20, 2:20 left to go. Agnes Scott with the ball, the Scotties. And loose ball, Maryville picks it up. It's Talbot of Maryville. Pulls up at the elbow, shoots the 2, misses it. Ball goes out to the right side, and Eckenrod going to be called with a foul. No, went out of bounds. No foul. 2 minutes left to go. 28-20, Maryville. Gardner went in, I believe. She'll get it to Rachel Hahn to Maples. Gardner off the pick. Little triangle they're running there. Shot no good. Rebound. The shot was by Hicks. No good. Rebound comes to Agnes Scott. The Scotties will bring it up with 1:40 left. 28-20 left to go. To Weimer-Smirch. And they'll get it outside. And back to Banks. Banks with the air ball. 1:20 left to go. Maryville up by 8. 28-20 over the Agnes Scott Scotties here at home. Maryville played yesterday in Atlanta, so they're can look at it both ways. Either tired or they're primed and ready. 28-20 with 1:10 left to go. Into the paint. And a back door to Gardner. Top of the key. Driving into the lane. And then the assist to Maples. And she's slammed.
Good pass.
Erica Frank with the foul.
New one.
Shot good, 29-10. In goes Lado. And out comes Jamila Nash-Fuller. Maples 73% from the free throw line makes it the 10-point lead, largest lead of the game. In the corner to Perchalak. And stolen away by Gardner. Breakaway by Rachel Hahn of Maryville. Pass to the other side and then back to Hahn. And Hahn comes back out. Can hear Coach Trevelyan saying, oh no. I think they wanted that one from the foul line. 2-point shot by Rachel Hahn, making it 32-20. 13 on the game clock. And just laying it up, easy shot, and then knocked out of bounds with 6 seconds left. It goes over to Agnes Scott. That baffles me. And they'll get it in bounds to Lane. And that'll do it. Maryville on defense there. Halftime here at Maryville. 32-20. Maryville over the Agnes Scott Scotties here in Maryville, Tennessee. We'll take a break. We'll be back with some stats here in just a few minutes. Maryville leading 32-20 over Agnes Scott at halftime. Welcome back, everybody. George DeBobby here at Maryville College. Just a couple of minutes before halftime, let's go over some stats for the Agnes Scott Scotties. They've got 20 points. They're shooting 8 of 26 for 30.8% from the field. They're 1 of 3 from the three-point line. Excuse me, make that 1 of 4, 25%. And they're 50-50 from the foul line. They are 3 of 6, so that's their 20 points. Maryville 32 points. They are 10 of 30 from the field, 3 of 12 from the three-point arc, and they are 9 of 12 from the foul line. How many fouls did Maryville have? Do you remember? Yeah, Maryville had 8 fouls, and on that they've gotten 9 points. And 10 for Agnes Scott. They've gotten just 3 points. So a lot of fouls, but there was only 6 shooting fouls. Maryville 6 turnovers. Agnes Scott 14. Maryville scored 6 points over off those turnovers. Agnes Scott just 3. Maryville 21 rebounds. Agnes Scott 20. Maryville has 8 assists on the 6 turnovers, which is really good. And Agnes Scott with 14 turnovers and just 5 assists. That's not very good. Maryville, no blocks, they've got 9 steals, and they've got 8 points off the bench. Second chance points, they've got 7. And Agnes Scott with 1 block, 2 steals, and 2 bench points, and 4 second chance points. So Maryville leading here before we start the second half. 32-20. Wow, what speed and nimble. Coach Treverian saved the ball rack from falling over. Anyway, 32-20 here at halftime. Leading all scorers is Garris Grant. She's got 3 fouls, though. She's got 10 points. And Maryville's leading scorer, Madison Maple, with 9. We get ready to go. Maryville gets the ball, leading by 12 here at Maryville, 32-20, and we're set. Garner brings it up for Maryville. Little back door taken away, and a travel. Good job taking the ball away, but then falling to the ground, and traveling was Natasha Banks. Maryville will inbound the ball. Maples to Talbot to Billiter. Billiter will get the ball to Gardner. To Maples. Maples inside the paint to Hahn. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound comes down to, I believe that was Lando. And up the court comes Banks and Agnes Scott. Back door, and just a little bit too long on the throw. It was tipped by Maryville, then hit the backboard and then back down and went off on Agnes Scotty. 32-20 here in the second half. Maryville leading at the second period. It's the third period, actually. Billiter going to drive to the basket. Goes to Maples, to Gardner. Gardner to Hahn from just in front of the foul line. Rebound goes to Lando of Agnes Scott. Banks will bring it up. Maryville playing that woman-to-woman defense. To Lando right on the elbow. Back to Figueroa. Excuse me, it's Grant now. 3-point shot. Is that what they called?
2 up.
There's a lane violation or 3 seconds. 32-20, 8:40 left to go. In this third quarter, Maryville leading Agnes Scott, a USA South Conference game. Maples off the pick. So now 3 seconds on Maryville. 32-20. 8:31 left to go in this third quarter. And up comes Banks for Agnes Scott. Going to drive in the lane and loses control. Ball is on the ground. A foul goes on Maples. Maples gets her first foul. Goes into Banks and then to Lato, and the little give and go is good. 32-22. They've worked that play a couple of times pretty good. It's Hudgens for Maryville now. And it was kicked. 8 minutes left to go, third period. Clock above the 15-second mark stays at 22. No reset. Gardner gets it inside and kicked again. Maryville trying to work a particular play. Goes to Talbot, then back inside, back out. Little triangle. In the corner to Gardner. Back to Gardner. She'll go the lane and make that back to Hahn, and she'll draw it. 34-22. Maryville scores first blood. .7:29 left to go. Hahn with the foul. We got a turnover. Up comes Maryville leading by 12, 34-22, the 7:20 mark. Talbot with the ball. Across the paint, goes to Hudgens, back out to Billiter. Backs up on three-point arc and nails it. Lauren Billiter, the 5'8 senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, went to Halls High School. .37-22, Maryville leading. This is the largest lead of the game. 6:50 left. They'll try to go inside to Lato, and she's stuck under the basket. 3 seconds. And standing in the lane was Garris Grant. Gardner coming up the left side. Kicks it out. Talbot penetrates to Hahn. And Hahn gets it over the top of Lato. In the lane. Hahn has the ball blocked. Not a real good shot. Picked up by Banks. Banks going to lob it inside. She's going to run into some good defense and then a good offensive play by Garris Grant. Inside to Hahn, back door to Gardner, left hand, no good. 37-24, 6 minutes left to go in the third period. Maryville over the Agnes Scott Scotties. Natasha Banks going to drive the lane. And what do we got? There's a foul on Libby Gardner. 37-24. 5:50 left to go. In the third period, Maryville leads. Ball comes out to Weimer Skirch. And then back to Banks. She'll reset the offense with 5:40 left to go. Weimer Skirch. Over to Lato. And out high to Perchalak. Back to Banks. In the paint. Goes out of bounds on the pass. Another turnover.
Hey, dribble, drop
Turnovers mounting. It's 18 now for the Scotties of Agnes Scott. And bringing it up the court is Elsa Eckenrod 5'9" freshman from Warren County High School. In the paint to Billiter. Billiter going to lay it up and put it in. No basket. Got a ball out of bounds. That was not a basket, by the way. Elkenrod of Maryville. Nice looking freshman. Gets it out to Maples unguarded. And Maples is deadly from the 3-point range anyway. And she'll put another 3 in. It's a 16-point lead for Maryville, 40-24. Maples with 12 points, I believe. Agnes Scott with the ball. They'll get it over to Lado. Lado trying to pass off the pick. She'll drive. She'll lay it up and in. Nice move by Jane Lado. Lado from Fern Creek High School in Louisville, Kentucky. And Maryville throws it up. Foul on Camilla Lane. Going to the line is number 42, Kelly Wendell. Rimmed it out. Wendell from Clinton, Tennessee. 5'11", sophomore. Second shot good by Kelly Wendell. Now 41-26 at the 4:25 mark. Left to go in this third period. Hudgens goes for the steal. Breaking up the rhythm, Lando. Over to Lane. In the corner, 3-point shot, no good by Banks. And Maryville keeps the ball in. And it's Hudgens. Hudgens with the little extra step. Holland Gerald's going in. Holland Gerald's is a freshman, 6 feet tall, went to South Doyle High School. She's played 49 minutes thus far, and she has 21 rebounds. And nice block by Janie Bowles of Maryville. 3:56 left to go, third period. Maryville up 41-26. Inbounding the ball and gets it out to Figueroa. And they'll go into the lane. And good job by Holland Geralds. And now a little surprise attack there for Maryville. 41-26. A little pressure by Coach Biggs. Caught Maryville off guard. They almost had a turnover. Maples under the basket outside. Shot by Bowles. Good by Bowles. 2-pointer. 43-26. And we've got a foul on Figueroa. Make it on Natasha Banks. Maryville with the ball. And around the rim, and Maples gets the rebound. Good hustle by Maples. And we're going to get a foul on 34. That's Camellia Lane, her second. Out comes Lado, and in goes Grant. Those are the two best players. I'm surprised they're not in there together. hustling after the ball was Holland Gerald's. The inbound pass by Elsa Eckenrod goes out of bounds. (43-26). Maryville leading with 2:45 left to go, third period here in Maryville. Banks with the ball.
3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Banks with the basket and the foul by Holland Geralds.
She stood, reverse pivoted, and opened again. It's got to be 3 seconds. Oh, it was on the perimeter.
2:35 left to go. Shot by Grant, no good. 43-28. 2:30 left to go. Maryville with the ball. It's Maples. Maples going to go in between traffic and draw a foul. Black is on, the foul is on Porcelac, her third. Maples will go to the line to shoot two. Maples 73% free throw shooter. She'll make it 44-28, and a host of players goes in. It's Hahn. It'll be the starters going in. It's Hahn, Gardner, Billiter, and Talbot in, and Maples was already in. She's shooting the free throw, and she does, and makes it 45-28, 2:27 left to go. Agnes Scott has only scored 8 points, and Maryville has scored 17. Make that 13. And in and out under the basket. Good job by Grant to get the ball out of bounds. Shot goes off the basket and out of bounds. Agnes Scott will go to the other end. Maryville gets the ball. They'll bring it up court. Abby Gardner. And Libby Gardner, the sophomore, she just gets better and better each game. Experience comes from a really good program at Heritage High School. 3-point shot by Maryville, no good. Rebound Billiter. Foul's going to be on Natasha Banks, her third. Lauren Billiter going to the line, the Halls High School product, Knoxville, Tennessee. She'll put that up. She 67% from the free throw line. Rachel Hahn comes out, and McKee Patrick in. Shot good, and Maryville up 47-28. It's McKee Kilpatrick, 54 in there, 6'1" from North Carolina. Again, the only Maryville, Tennessee girl not from Tennessee. Grant with a turnaround jump shot. Grant with, I believe she's got 14 points. 1:20 left. Maples, nice jump shot, make that Talbot. 49-30 your score. 1:09 left to go. Maryville over Agnes Scott. And it's taken away. Gardner going to get some help. It's 3-on-1 to Talbot. Talbot puts it up, no good. Maples with the rebound and puts it in. Maples with 16 points now. She matches Garris Grant, who has 16. Perchalak with the ball, top of the key to Grant. And almost knocked away. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 3-point shot, long range, picked up by Maryville with 25 seconds left to go on the clock. Maples to Talbot, long 3-pointer. Talbot, and it's going to be Grant, has the ball knocked away, and she'll knock it out of bounds. Good job by Gardner to knock that ball away. See how frustrated Garris Grant is right now. plus a little winded. 51-30 your score with just over 10 seconds left to go. Maples takes it in, no foul. So that's the end of the third period with Maryville leading 51-30. Maryville shooting 36% from the field. The Scotties 34. Maryville is 16 of 44. Agnes Scott 13 of 38. 3-point shots, Maryville 5 of 16. That's 31%. Agnes Scott 1 of 7, 14%. Agnes Scott one of the poor 3-point shooters in the league. Free throws, Maryville 14 of 18 for 78%. And Agnes Scott 3 of 7 for 43%. If you look at the fouls, though, 12 fouls on Maryville, 16 on Agnes Scott. Maryville has 10 turnovers and 13 assists, which is better than 1-to-1 ratio, which is what you want to look at. Agnes Scott has 23 turnovers and just 9 assists, and Coach Biggs certainly will be working on that. That's a big stat. Maryville has 16 points off those 23 turnovers by Agnes Scott. Leading all scorers, it's tied. Madison Maples with 16 and Garris Grant of Agnes Scott. The Scotties, she's got 16 as well. And Jane Lato has 8 for Agnes Scott, and Billiter has 8, as does Rachel Hahn for Maryville. Maryville in a little bit of a zone defense now. 3-point shot, no good. Tipped away, picked up by Billiter. Gardner one-on-one. See what she can do. And she'll throw it up and in. That's what a point guard should do. Libby Gardner now with 5 points. 9:30 left to go. Maryville up by 23 points. 53-30, and Maryville looking at that zone defense. A little foul by McKee Kilpatrick.
The foul is on Maryville, number 54, Macy Kirkpatrick, her third, team first.
That's Macy Kilpatrick. I've been saying McKee. Ball goes inside to Garner. Little make that Grant. The rebound comes down to Maryville's Kilpatrick. Over to Eckenrod. Inside to Billiter on the run in. No good. Excellent rebound by Garris Grant of Agnes Scott. 9 minutes left to go in the game. Maryville up 53-30. Down in the corner to Weimer Skirch. Back out high to Brookbanks. Goes inside to Grant. Grant losing the ball on the ground, and we'll have a whistle. And the foul's going to be on Jamila Nash-Fuller. It's her first foul. Non-shooting foul. Macy Kilpatrick coming out. 6'1" freshman. In her place is Kelly Wandell, 5'11". She's from Clinton, Tennessee, just up the road. Knoxville area. Little give and go, and then back outside, and we got a foul. Lots of passing in too short a time. Foul is on number 20. That's Figueroa. Her second. Going to the line will be Kelly Wandell. Wandell 44% from the free throw line. Makes that good. Shot good, so 55-30 at the 8:20 mark left to go in the game. Maryville leading over Agnes Scott. This is a USA South Conference game. Merrill back in that,
Bill, sink down, Cal.
I guess they're in a little better in that zone defense. They're working on a zone defense right now.
Good job.
Inside, and ball batted around and picked out of the air. It's Grant. Excuse me, it's Garner. Garner waits for the troops in the paint. And good job by Grant to block the pass and then pull it out of the air. And back up the court comes the Scotties. It's Natasha Banks. Gets it to Lado. Gets it over to Weimerskirch. And Garner takes it away from Natasha Banks. And Talbot with the turnover did not see what was coming, and foul, excuse me, it's not a foul. Easy basket by Garris Grant, her 18th point. And that was a turnover and then a turnover back to back. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Garris Grant. Really winded, Garris Grant. She averages about 30 minutes, but I think right now she's been in there above her average. 7:04 left to go in the game. Maryville leading by 23 points. Hudgens with the ball. And a little travel there by Shelby Hicks. Hicks from Smith County High School in Gordonsville. 5'10 freshman. 6:55 left to go in the game. Maryville up 55-32. Natasha Banks will bring it up. She'll get it to Jane Lado. And comes back to Banks. He'll get it inside to Grant. Grant off the backboard and good. Her 20th point. 55-34. Eckenrod with the ball, puts the ball up, no good. Rebound comes down to Grant. Foul going to be on Eckenrod. Kelly Wandell comes out as well as Shelby Hicks. In goes Hahn and Billiter. Outside to Lane.
There you go, good.
Back out, Banks. 3-point shot off the pick, no good. And it goes out of bounds.
Triangle.
5:58 left to go in the game. Maryville up 55-34 over the Agnes Scotties of Decatur, Georgia. They are in the USA South, same as Maryville. Well, Natasha Banks got away with a little push there. (55-34). Weimerskirch with the shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Maryville's Eckenrod. Billiter, Maryville, into the lane. Over to Hahn, little 12-foot jump shot, good. And we get a timeout. Maryville up 57-34 with 5:21 left to go. Leading all scorers right now is (57-34) out of the timeout. Agnes Scott with the ball. Perkolek Now to Lato. Lato getting it out high to Nash Fuller and back out to Banks. With 5 minutes left to go in the game, 8 on the shot clock. Agnes Scott going to try to take a shot from the elbow. Shot off the backboard and in by Natasha Banks. Banks with 3 points now. 44 left to go in the game. Maryville looking at a zone defense. 57-36. Backdoor shot to Billiter, and we got a whistle.
The foul is on Agnes Scott, number 34.
Camilla Lane
Her third.
with her third foul.
At the line, Lauren Billiter.
Billiter going to the line for Maryville. Her shot is up and good. It's 58-36. Second shot by Lauren Billiter. And makes it good. It's 59-35. Billiter with 9 points. Agnes Scott coming up the court. Gets it over to Perchilak. We'll go high top to Lane. And then to Grant. She'll pull up off the backboard. No good. And Hahn with the rebound. To Maples on the outlet pass. Good job by Billiter. Little backdoor give and go. Jump shot good by Hahn. Hahn with 12 points now. Over to Perchilak. 3:57 left to go in the game. Maryville up 61-36. And it's Banks driving, rolling around, no good. And the rebound put back good, 61-38. That was Nash Fuller on the basket. For 2 points. Backdoor, and it's Hodgins. And the ball goes off. Hodgins is banging the boards was Rachel Hahn. Talbot going in, and out goes Madison Maples. Weimer Skirts going in for the Agnes Scott Scotties. Maryville up 61-38 with 3:20 left to go in this game. Lane with the ball for Agnes Scott. Now Grant over to Weimer Skirch. Back to Lato, top of the key with 10 on the shot clock. To Banks. And there's a huge scrum down on the floor. We've got a held ball possession. And that goes to Maryville with 3 minutes left to go in the game. Maryville up 61-38. Gardner will bring it down for Maryville. Her high school coach at Heritage, Rick Howard. Always a good program there. Ball off the foot of Agnes Scott's Natasha Banks. 19 on the shot clock, 2:49 left to go in the game. Maryville retains possession, leading 61-38. Goes to Hodgkins, then to Hahn. 16-foot jump shot, no good. And picked up by Jane Lato. And Weimer Skirch will bring it up. I believe Weimer Skirch is from Murfreesboro. And taken away by Maryville's Hahn. And it'll be blocked, or is that a foul? It is a foul. Foul going to be on Banks, her fourth. 61-38 your score. And Rachel Hahn going to the line. On 60% from the free throw line. Makes that good. Out comes Talbot. And in goes Elsa Eckenrod. She's a 5'9" freshman from Warren County High School in McMinn. 63-38. Maryville leading now with 2:25 left to go. Gardner, very active. Going to try to guard two people at once. Lato with the ball for the Scotties in black. And blocked by Hudgens. She leads the team in blocks. And Gardner inside, and what a nice pass back outside. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound comes to Billiter. 1:50 left to go in the game. Maryville up by 35. Make that Maryville up by 25. Shot no good. Good job by Hudgens to knock the ball away. Maryville kicks it back out. And that's going to be a foul on Jamila Nash-Fuller. Her second foul. Gardner going to the line, shooting 91% from the free throw line. Lots of substitutions. Merrill's putting in Janie Bowles from Signal Mountain, Tennessee, 5'10 freshman. Also Kelly Wendell, a sophomore, 5'11 from Clinton. Second shot, no good. And also in the game is 24, Elsa Eckenrod. 64-38, Maryville leading with 1:20 left to go in the game. Lato kicks it out. And we got a foul on a driving Lato, her third. Lato, 5'11 sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Maryville up 64-38. 1:17 left to go in this USA South Conference game. Driving the lane was Janie Bowles, and she'll be fouled. Foul going to be on her third foul, Jamila Nash-Fuller. Bowles going to line, shooting just 20% from the free throw line. Doesn't play much. She's played in 9 games. She averages about 4 minutes. .108 left to go in the game. Maryville up 64-38. Next game will be January 2nd. No good, but Maryville comes down with a rebound. And that was Kelly Wendell. Not sure what happened there, but Agnes Scott with the ball. 1:03 left to go. In the game is Kay Patterson from Covington, Georgia, number 3. 1 minute left to go. Patterson, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Lane of Agnes Scott. 3-point shot, Banks, no good. Ball on the ground, and we've got a held ball. Possession goes to Agnes Scott. Good job there by Erica Frank of Agnes Scott. 45 seconds left to go. 3-point shot is good by Natasha Banks. Banks with 6 points. And we have the ball knocked away. It was Kelly Wendell with a shot. The foul going to be on number 3, Patterson. Just 28 seconds left to go. Wendell puts that up and in. 5'11 sophomore from Clinton, Tennessee. 65-41. Still 65-41. Rebound comes down to Kay Patterson of Agnes Scott. Tasha Banks brings it up with 21 seconds left to go. Maryville in a zone defense. And it's taken away by Maryville's Eckenrod. She's going to go ahead and have the ball taken away, but taking the ball away and holding it was Natasha Banks. She was standing out of bounds. 10 seconds left to go. Shelby Hicks in there too. And it is Kelly Wendell with the basket, making it 67-41, and hustling up Banks. And we got a double dribble with 0.8 of a second left. Maryville will win this one going away, 67-41. Maryville wins 67-41, and they go to 6-6. And Coach Trevillion's 169th victory. Next game right here, Maryville will be taking on Covenant out of is it Signal Mountain or is it Lookout Mountain, Georgia, excuse me. And that will be at 7 o'clock on January 2nd. And then on January 3rd, we're going to take, the men will take on Covenant. So we're going to wrap it up here in a quick second, real quick, without much to do. We'll get Coach in here. Coach, I was going to try to get Jordan Ballard to get up here, but I see she's busy. She's on the clock. Coach, today probably some of the best comments you've made ever. Let me get your mic on there. You got it? Let me turn these around for you. We'll give you a little bit of... Now, of course, I can't get it. Well, I'll try to get it, Coach. There we go. No problem. We got it now.
All right.
Coach, big victory, 67-41. After yesterday, you went to Atlanta, had a big victory there.
Right.
Your girls didn't really come out too flat. They, for what they had to go through yesterday and come out today, pretty good performance.
Yeah, I liked. Sorry.
You got it backwards here, Coach. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, keep me away from the tech stuff. No, I liked what we did defensively more than anything. I mean, you know, Emory at Emory yesterday, tough trip up there. You know, we do that one as a day trip, and that's tough. And you know, you get there, you played a really good team yesterday, and we played really hard and battled and came out with a very tough W yesterday. And then you know, 24 hours later, you've got a conference game. Now the perk is you have it at home. So, I think we got a few bounces and rolls that you get at home that you may not get at Agnes Scott. But yeah, I liked what we did defensively, and our kids were a little bit gassed, but that's a little bit to be expected. And as I said to them in the locker room, this is life in the USA South. I mean, it's back to back, and it's tough games and travel and just the whole deal. And so, it's a dress rehearsal for what the rest of our season is going to be. We're going to play, 8 games in 16 days coming up. And I mean, the NBA doesn't do that, but we do that in our league. And so our kids have got to be ready for just the adversity of what that requires.
Plus, a team with this winning record over the years, very hard to get a good out-of-conference schedule, and usually it's a tough game as well. So that's what you did at Emory yesterday.
Right.
169 victories for you. It's 61 consecutive, 61-6 on this court.
Wow, that's great.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
There.
Home court's been pretty good to us through the years.
Maples with 16 points, Rachel Hahn with 14, Billiter with 10, Wendell with 8. Coming off the bench, a lot of good shooting there.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was spread out. Nobody shot it real well for us today, but we took good shots, and we took shots within our offense. Just it didn't go in, but we made enough, and we had 3 people in double figures, and so that's gonna give you a good chance to win. The Grant kid for them is really good. She's just
she's
really good.
So tired though. She played so many minutes.
Yeah, and I think that's what catches up. I mean, last year she was our newcomer of the year in the league, and tonight she had a 20-point game, and just she's a tough defense for us. But I was happy with our defense everywhere else around the floor, and we did enough.
Speaking of defense, I also noticed you went to little bit of a zone, working on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that and the progression of things.
Yeah, well, part of that, honestly, is the back-to-back and the leg travel, all those things to
Okay.
try to get another look. But we don't want to play it where you're just standing flat and all that. I mean, we want to be able to bump and move and match out of it. So
Little triangle
we'll work
going on the
yeah,
offense.
Yeah, and so we're trying to do some different things because you've got to have looks and you've got to have multiple ways to stop people.
Coach, you shoot 36% from the field. Free throws, 73%, not
Yeah.
bad. 22 of 30, you really made those count.
You know, our goal is always to make more than you shoot, you know, and so obviously today we got to the line quite a bit and the kids knocked them down. You know, we're slowly but surely learning how to play, learning how to finish, learning how to do the things that it takes to win a basketball game, and you know, it's a work in progress, but I like the way it's progressing.
Until the last couple of minutes, you were well ahead on the turnovers
Yeah.
versus assists, but you're still more assists than turnovers.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that jumps out at me, looking at all this, is you got 22 points off the turnovers, you got 16 bench points, 16 steals
Yeah,
today.
that's great.
Big.
No, that's good. Yeah, and you know, I mean, statistically, you know, you look and they do turn it a little bit. You know, it's just a matter of fact, and so you want to make sure that you're defensively trying to take advantage of that. You know, especially on these back-to-backs, you've got to play to what you know, what your strengths are, and try to exploit what you can with the opponent.
Well, congratulations on victory 169.
Thanks, sir.
You'll be back on the 2nd against Covenant at 7 o'clock right here.
All right, sounds good, buddy.
That's Coach Darren Trevelyan. We got a game on January 2nd. Let me turn this off. Which will be against Covenant, 7 o'clock and 7:30 on January 3rd, the men. It's George DeBobby saying so long. See you next time.